Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode here on the Ironman profile. In today's video, we have a brand new massive Crimson Isle rework update. This update's long overdue. I'm going to be honest. All these features that we're getting today are amazing, but literally should have come out over 2 years ago. So if you guys are excited for this, and I'm also curious what you guys' thoughts are on the update, so leave that in the comments down below. But leave a like and subscribe, and without further ado, let's jump right into it. Super quickly though, if you do ever find yourself checking on the Hypixel store, whether it be for an ongoing or upcoming fire sale, any of the seasonal bundle offers over at Taylor's shop, or you're just picking up some Skyblock gems for some booster cookies, whatever it may be, don't forget to use my career code on checkout during the holiday season. It is code Zach, spelled just like my name, Z-A-C-H. If you type that on checkout, you'll actually save 5% on your purchase. It's a great way to support myself and the channel, and I do greatly appreciate everyone who uses my code. You guys are amazing. Now, without further ado, let's get right into the update. We just got a massive Crimson Isle update. A lot of things that people have been complaining about over the last like 2.5 years of the Crimson Isle being in the game have finally been addressed. Most of them, that is. There's a few that haven't, but they have intentions of kind of cleaning those up and working on them in the future. But this is a great update. Overall, we're going to jump into a lot of the big changes that I think you guys will find the most interesting and the most useful, the ones that affect you the most. But man, is this needed. I'm so glad it's here. So without further ado, let's jump right into the Crimson Isle revamp. And I want to start by talking about the big one. All the armor sets have been changed / revamped. We're talking new abilities, kind of how they've been relayed out, damage differences, nerfs, buffs, a little bit of everything for the Crimson armor sets. And if you don't know what I'm talking about Aurora, I'm talking about Crimson, Terror, Fervor, and Hollow. So, the big ones. Crimson, okay? Crimson has been kind of nerfed, kind of buffed. It's weird. It's been buffed in the sense of if you weren't bug abusing before it, that it's been buffed. If you were bug abusing before with Crimson, that it's been nerfed. You can no longer infinitely one-tap trade Tarantula bosses, basically, is what I'm getting at. But I think it's still in a really healthy spot. So we're going to damage test this in a little bit and kind of see if it feels similar. I didn't do like an exact test before the changes rolled, obviously, but we're going to see what we think of it. I think it's okay, but obviously you guys will be the decision makers on all this, and let me know your comments on this update in the comments down below. The big one I want to pay some attention to though is Aurora. Aurora got quite a massive kind of overhaul, and the big thing with all the armor sets actually that is the most interesting is the tier of armor you have actually matters now. Before, you could slap on a basic tier set of Crimson and basically do like the same ability damage as someone rocking like full Infernal, which made no sense to me. Like the ability, like the swipe and Dominus would do the same amount of damage, which was kind of a little insane and could be very exploited, which it was. Now Aurora also scales based on the tier of your armor piece, and your set is basically as good as your weakest piece. So whatever your weakest piece is, for example, right now I'm wearing a basic Aurora helmet because we're going to talk about that in a second. But yeah, it's actually quite good now. So one right click damage, I'm doing 1.7 million, which honestly already feels like more than it was before, just as a base tier, which is really nice to see. Obviously, Aurora gives way more mana than Storm per se, but the big thing that was kind of annoying about Storm is that the Aurora helmet was useless. There was just no reason to ever use this thing. Even at Infernal 10-star or 15-star, I'm pretty sure, it was worse than Wither Goggles. Now that is not the case. It actually becomes better than Wither Goggles. I'm not sure at what point, but relatively early on. And it also has ability damage as a base stat now on the helmet, which scales with its tier. So right now we have a basic tiered Aurora helm. I want to start this thing a little bit. I don't actually know how much essence I have. Probably not much in all honesty, but I'll start as much as I can. This is the best Aurora helmet I found. I have Mana Pool 6 on it, Dominance 5. Haven't really been looking for any actual like good Aurora helmets, so now I need to start paying attention for those in when we're doing Kuudra. But let's go ahead and just start this thing up. So it was 16% ability damage before. You can't upgrade to this level. Oh wait, I already did that. Okay, it's bugging. There we go. 7-starred. What does it want from me? You don't have... Oh, I need heavy pearls. Oops. Let's go and grab some of those out. I actually don't think I have many left. I don't. Let's go back into the Hex. Slap in the Aurora helm. Do this, this, and then I need 10 Kuudra teeth to prestige it. I should have those as well. Let's grab that out. slap it back into the hex. I just want to get to the next tier to kind of demonstrate the difference. Obviously, at Infernal is when it's going to be at its best, but let's go ahead and prestige this thing up to Hot, and already it's plus 20% ability damage, and that continues to scale basically with every star you add, increasing the ability damage, which directly leads to more DPS. So what were we doing? 1.7, here's the number actually, 1,788,000. Now we're doing 1.85 million. So you can directly increase your damage by upgrading your set, which is really good. And there's so much room for this thing to improve. I literally have it on Hot tier with like no reforge, like nothing on this thing. So that is amazing. Really happy about that. Aurora, I think, is in a very good spot. I mean, Wither Impact is already ridiculously OP, but I think this is a really good change. And now the Aurora helmet has a use. In terms of the other sets, Fervor got a brand new ground pound ability, which is really good for tanks, and also your stats, or the damage it does, scales with your EHP, which is basically just a number that's a combination of your defense and your health with some multipliers in there. I can't remember, how do you see your effective health again? They move it around so much all the time. I can't remember, but yeah, either way, there is a way to see your EHP, and the damage of the Fervor set bonus scales with that, which is pretty cool. A big thing, though, I want to talk about, I'll let you guys kind of test out the other armor sets, and we're going to find multiple uses for Crimson in the future. I need to get these all up to Infernal tier now, because the tier of the armor actually matters so much more for damage, so that's actually a really good thing. But if we head up over to Odger. Now, there have been a bunch of Trophy Fish changes that I think you guys are going to enjoy. I would have enjoyed if I hadn't just maxed Trophy Fishing, but the big ones are that Pity is now 600 instead of 1,000. Now, I wish they did this so much sooner. I would have gotten my Diamond Golden Fish over 200 Golden Fish before I did. Not to mention they changed Golden Fish from being it spawning once every 15 to 20 minutes to once every 8 to 12 minutes. So, thanks. Glad I have this done. Some of the other changes, though, they made Karate Fish twice as common to fish up, as well as some of the other ones. They've reworked some of the percentages and likeliness you have of getting them. They've also buffed Trophy Fish chance everywhere. On, like, every single rod, you have 5% more Trophy Fish chance than you did before. On Trophy Hunter gear itself, there's now a full set bonus. At Diamond tier, this gives you plus 30 Trophy Fish chance, which is really nice. That's a lot more Trophy Fish. I don't think that was even there before, so pretty cool to see. They've also nerfed the craft price of Diamond Magma Fish by a ton. If we do Recipe Magma really quickly, and look at the Diamond Magma Fish. This before it used to cost 80 gold Magma Fish to craft. Now it's 20 gold Magma Fish to craft. Gold Magma Fish and Silver Magma Fish still retain the same recipe cost, but these are literally a fourth of what they used to cost before. And not to mention, trophy fishing rewards now give you a bunch of trophy fish when you actually complete those tiers. You get 20 of the respective tier every single upgrade you go. So 20 magma fish at novice, 20 silver at silver tier, 20 gold magma fish when you get to expert trophy fisher, and 20 diamond magma fish at master trophy hunter. And actually, they've decided to make it retroactive, so I can actually go ahead and claim these. Thank goodness, we now have 20 diamond magma fish, and you might be wondering, what am I ever going to use this on? Well, they added more uses for these as well. Quite a few. I literally might even need more than this. So the big use for the diamond magma fish, obviously if you don't already have gill splash equipment, craft that. You're going to need it. It's the best fishing equipment in the game. But you can now upgrade it. You can actually star it. So if we go ahead and slap in like a gill splash cloak, for example, there are now 10 stars for each of the gill splash equipment pieces. And if you have the tier below or fin wave, for example, there's stars for those as well. But for example, the tier below, I think you can only 7-star it, and the tier below that, you might be only able to 4 or 5-star it. But once it's gill splash, you can unlock 10 stars on this thing. And as you can see, the last 2 tiers require diamond magma fish. 2 for the 10th star, 1 for the 9th star. So you need, and 1 for the 8th star. So you need 4 diamond magma fish per piece. So with these 3 pieces alone, that's 12 diamond magma fish I need if I want to 10-star these. I don't actually have enough crimson essence, believe it or not. That's the only thing holding me back from being able to 10-star all 3 of these pieces. So I'm gonna have to do some Kuudra really, really soon so we can do that, because obviously I want to. And I believe at 10-star, it's an extra 2.8 fishing speed per piece, which doesn't seem like a lot, but when you're min-maxing, everything adds up. And then you can also go ahead and star Trophy Hunter gear, and this is the same price across all tiers now, but obviously if you are the higher tiers, you can unlock more stars. And as you can see right here at the end, for the 10 star, we need 2 diamond magma fish, 1 for a 9 star, and then it becomes gold magma fish working your way down, and then silver magma fish, and then basic magma fish. And the one thing that's really nice about starring Trophy Hunter gear is every single star on your set gives you +1 fishing speed. So basically, if you have all 4 of your Trophy Hunter pieces 10 starred, that is 40 extra fishing speed across the set. To everyone else who enjoys their good share of Skyblock XP, there is quite a bit more Skyblock XP available in this update. The main ones being reputation. So for those who don't know, the main system in the Nether is the factions, and you can work your way through the faction tiers by getting more and more reputation. And obviously if you max it at 12,000, you can do Infernal tier, all this stuff. It's quite a grind to get to 12,000 though, and before you would get rewarded with basically nothing, just being able to do that content. Now there is actually Skyblock XP on the line, and as you can see, for maxing Barb Rep, you get 75 total XP, and the same thing for maxing Mage, which I need to start doing desperately because 75 XP on the line is quite a bit, and I want to get my hands on all this as soon as possible. And to make this a little bit easier, before they get max rep in both factions, you would have to get like 30,000 or 28,000 rep in one faction, swap over, and then get max rep in the other, and then you would have max rep in both. Now, what was worrying about this is basically anytime you do something on the Nether, you get reputation. Whether it's a Kuudra tier, you kill a mini-boss, you do a faction quest, you gain reputation. But what some of you may not know is when you would do any of those things, you would gain that reputation in one faction and lose that reputation in the other, subtracting it. They've now changed it where you don't lose faction rep in the other faction. You can max them both normally. If you get 12,000 rep in one faction, you can swap over right away and get 12,000 in the other, and you will keep max rep in both factions, which is really good. And I'm glad they changed it, but I have 30,000 barb rep on the other faction. So that was a little bit of a waste, but I'm glad it's changed for future players because, man, was it a dumb system before. I think a big change a lot of you guys will be interested in too, unless you're on Ironman like myself, is that nearly every item that you get in the Crimson Isle has been unsoulbounded. It was kind of a controversial decision when they did in the first place, but like all these little items you get just in the Nether, like mutated blaze ashes, burning eyes, compact ooze, everything in this sack, Nether stars, Kuudra teeth might even be unsoulbound. They are, can now be sold and traded on the bazaar. This is honestly for the better. I know why they did it. They did it so that everyone had to play the update instead of just being able to buy all these little things and just max out the update instantly. I get that, but I think the big thing is like people should just be able to decide to do that whether they want to or not. Like if you want to buy it and max the update, go for it. If you want to actually sit there and enjoy the content, then go for it. Like if you sit there and max an update, I don't think you can really sit and complain about the lack of content if it was like something you could have grinded out yourself. So I think it's just a trade that they kind of have to make, and I understand why. But yeah, glad it's all on soulbound now for all you regular profiles who like maybe you're just missing like one compact ooze for a craft, and now you got to go way out of your way and do a magma boss fight, or could be a million other variations. But you guys kind of get my point there. Another Skyblock XP related thing though is they actually reduced and changed a lot of Beastiary tiers. They have kind of nerfed the amount you need for a lot of things. If we jump into the Crimson Isle, mainly every single mini boss now caps at 500 instead of 1,000. This is a good change. There was no reason to have to go from 500 to 1,000. It was dumb. Glad they changed it. Some ones there's two that I don't like that they changed though. They made Lord Jobus 100 to max instead of 250. Which I understand, I suppose. And then Pyroclastic Worm. This one took me so long to max out. It used to be 4,000. They've nerfed it by 4x. I'm at 4.7k. It was the last one I needed by far. It did need to be nerfed, but yeah, reducing it to a fourth of what it was before is a little intense. And then I think this should be like 150 or 200. Honestly, it was fine at 250. I don't know. Was anyone really complaining about Lord Jobus Beastiary being too tough? I feel like it was fun, so... yeah, a couple I don't agree with, but I do definitely agree with the mini-boss ones, but I feel bad for anyone who had those done already, obviously, but yeah, so a little bit more Skyblock XP coming your guys' way, and overall should make those a lot easier to max out, which is always good. Now, a couple of Kuudra things I want to talk about. They actually reduced the price of all the Kuudra keys for the red sand portion by roughly a third. I believe it was 120 enchanted red sand for an infernal key before. It's now 80. Once again, just reducing unnecessary grinds. Always appreciated. And something else they add, they've actually reworked the lava fishing loot pool. So the items you can actually fish up from lava in the Crimson Isle has kind of been overhauled, and a lot of items have been added to it. You can basically fish up almost every single item that you can get in the Crimson Isle from lava fishing. Including Infernal Kuudra keys. You can literally fish up an Infernal Kuudra key. Check out the forum post down below if you want to see, like, obviously all the technical numbers of all the Crimson or the Kuudra sets, but also the loot pools and the chances. But you can fish up Nether Stars, you can fish up Heavy Pearls, you can fish up Kuudra keys, you can fish up tons of stuff, which is ridiculous. And once again, a great change, but I'm almost done with lava fishing, so kind of bad that it's now instead of earlier. So yeah, just something cool that you can kind of see. And then also the price of actually buying them has been reduced. So overall, just some dubs, and yeah, nice to see those changes. Some other Kuudra stuff, though, because of the terror changes, they've actually reduced the amount of health that Kuudra has in the final phase by 25%, as well as a few other health reworks. And then they've also nerfed a bunch of the actually, if we go over the Warp Kuudra, if we go into the Smoldering Tomb, basically all the blazes, including the bosses, have had their the amount of health points reduced. So these have 2 mil health now. Smoldering Blazes used to have 4 mil. And then I think it's the same for Millennia Age Blazes. These guys used to have 20 mil. Now they have 12. And then bosses and mini bosses have also been reduced. And the Inferno Demon Lord mini bosses actually do, I think, 25% less damage now or something like that. So if you want to see all the technical numbers, obviously, take what I say with a grain of salt in case I mess something up. Highly recommend reading through the forum post. You'll get all the information there. Also, because I want a little bit of Skyblock XP today, I should be able to go ahead and buy a few stacks of these. Enchanted Dandelion. I think this guy should give me... Wait, bring me that Enchanted Dandelion as soon as possible. I got it for you, bro. Thank you for supporting my passion. He should give me some rep, right? He does. Gives me 25. And just like that, it didn't update. Did I already get the XP? Nope. Okay. How do I claim my XP? So I'm assuming it wants me to swap lobbies to actually get the level up message, but I want my level up message, you know? Also, we're 47th out of all Ironman players, which is pretty cool. Is there a way for me to update this? Do I have any gemstone powder I can spend? Not on any of these lower tiers. If I disable and enable one? No. I don't have enough powder. I don't have a way to update it. Okay, well, let's just at least see if it actually tracks it. If I swap lobbies, yeah, we leveled up. We just don't get our message. Tragic, but level 446. I'll actually take that. That's huge. Also, this is a really cool new feature. When someone catches their first diamond trophy fish of a certain tier, there's actually a message that pops up in chat. I wish I got to enjoy those because it's actually pretty hype. Yeah, the new RNG thing actually going crazy. Apparently so, but I'm already done trophy fishing, so it is what it is. But unfortunately, that's all the time I have for today's video. Just wanted to showcase the update. Let me know what you guys think of it in the comments down below. Expect a Kuudra video tomorrow because I want to get some essence to star my helmet more. I mean, leaving this thing at hot tier is criminal considering the rest of my set. And then I also want to get enough essence, obviously, to 10-star my Gill Splash equipment. That's going to be really sick. So, yeah, I just need some essence. And then also, you can Kismet Kuudra chest now. So, I'm going to be putting that to test in tomorrow's video. See if the Kismet feathers actually bring a little bit more luck. But if you're excited for that, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Use code Zach whenever you find yourself checking out the Hypixel store during the festive season. There's a bunch of discounts going on in the Hypixel store. And without further ado, I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care and peace out.